Hello, my name is Tom Sapp. We're going to talk about how to make your own photography backdrops today. Now there's a couple different ways to do it. Some people do it a little less than others in terms of how much you spend. You can go into like Walmart and buy a sheet. You can go just shopping pretty much anywhere and get just a white sheet if you want to and put up on a wall. You can paint the wall white. You can paint the wall various colors as well. Walls are the easiest thing to do if you want to do it real quick. I've done a lot of commercial shoots where they need various different colors that I didn't have the actual roll paper for. And the roll papers you can buy if you want to in different colors. You can get them 10 feet wide, 6 feet wide, and get them B&H, or you can do the makeshift thing and make it yourself. Now I'm a do-it-yourselfer, so I've got one here I made. It's a brown one, and what I did was basically buy the muslin. So you can buy fabric in large sheets called muslin. You can get it at any fabric store. Usually they run about $60 is what I paid for the one that I have, and they're huge. The one that I have here in my hand is actually about 10 feet wide by 12 feet. But the most important thing, and I had to learn from experience here, is you don't use regular paint on these things. You got to stain them. So the stain is going to be the easiest way to do it, just like you do clothes. If you think about clothes, if you've ever made like tie-dye clothes, things like that, that's what you're going to want to do is use inks or just any kind of stain type substance or liquid. And just get it the color that you need. If you want to use red stain, you can. If you want to make a bright red one, and you can also wash it a couple times if you want to fade it. And then after you get done, the wrinkles, if you like using narrow apertures, like I usually use 2.8 when I'm shooting these and try to do natural light. But if you're going to be using like say studio strobes and shooting at f/22, I like to get it so it's a little bit wrinkly. So if you see this, I have a bag that I just kind of take it and I bunch it up and stick it in, and that'll make the little ridges, little wrinkles in it. So in the background, it comes out looking pretty texturized, pretty nice. If you fold it so it ends up like a bed sheet, like you'd fold to put in the closet, you'll have some squares in it, and those squares really stand out. Whereas the wrinkles make it look more texturized, make it look more professional. And I've seen a lot of examples, people online trying to take photos. They're just starting, and they'll put like a sheet on the background that they just pulled out of the closet, and you'll just see a bunch of like squares in the background. It just doesn't look as professional as having that textured look to it that you would see in like a professional studio. And if you do shoot at a narrow aperture, 2.8, you can do 5.6 if you've got a long lens and get the same look. It'll compress it a little bit more and blur the background out for you, or you can do it in Photoshop as well if you like using Gaussian blur. But the gist of it is, if you want to make your own backdrop, you just get basically the fabric, a large sheet of fabric, and you can dye it, or you can use paints on your wall. Okay, as long as you're not doing a rental. I made that mistake, and you will have to redo that before you move out. So you got to think about that. But other than that, this is how to make your backdrop. Tom Sapp Photography, tomsapp.com. Thank you so much.